The following is a presentation of the United Wrestling Network.
Welcome to Championship Wrestling presented by West Coast Pro Wrestling. I am James Kincaid alongside the United Television Champion, Timeless Levi Shapiro, and Howdy Price. And I will get to you, gentlemen, in just a moment. But on today's program, the return of Arizona State Champion Ray Rosas. We'll see what kind of shape he is in after that injury sustained at the hands of Dan Joseph. But I am very excited to see him back. And now to you two, the hot commodities challenging the Bodega for the United Tag Team titles.
Yes. In fact, you could just go ahead and announce it right now. My boys are the new tag team champions, because that's exactly what it's going to be. In fact, spoiler alert, stick around for the presentation because it's going to be worth your visuals.
Very confident about those tag team titles. However, last week, that United Television title maybe has a new contender with his eyes on it. Brett Michaels from Memphis showing up last week, huh?
Howdy. Let them know.
Yeah. Brett Michaels, he showed up. Great. I hope you enjoyed the flight. The line ends here. It begins right back there.
Hot commodities challenge the Bodega in our main event. This is Championship Wrestling presented by West Coast Pro Wrestling.
With Howdy Price.
The following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from the Galapagos Islands, weighing in at 190 pounds, the punk rock Poindexter, Darwin Finch.
Resident scientist of the Friendship Farm, Darwin Finch, in action. Going to be taking on one of the most decorated competitors and current Arizona State champion in this matchup.
Yeah, looking to climb up the rankings, Darwin Finch, but yeah, he has Ray Rosas, the returning Ray Rosas, so nobody said it was going to be easy to the scientist.
And introducing his opponent, from Antelope Valley, weighing in at 201 pounds, he is the Arizona State Champion, Ray Rosas.
Great to see Ray Rosas back here on Championship Wrestling. Had a bit of a layoff due to the attack of Dan Joseph in their last encounter for the Arizona State title. Of course, Ray Rosas not carrying the physical title because that was incinerated by Joseph when he had a moment.
Yeah, destroyed by Dan Joseph. You see Ray Rosas rocking a little bit of a different look here, maybe looking to turn the page on what he went through with Dan Joseph.
Then, of course, that attack, Ray Rosas was just launched off of the staging area, into the ring. You had the, hold on, here, into the cover quickly, and then that road case, equipment case fell on him. Just
it was a scary moment.
More damage done, certainly was. Look at this, Upset City. And I'll tell you, if Rosas isn't focused here on Darwin Finch, just might come back to bite him. Finch off to a great start here. Now thinking backslide, taking the scientific approach to get the victory.
Yeah, a couple of quick pin attempts out of Darwin Finch.
Mighty
and
strong
another
cradle.
one. Wow.
Dare I say that Darwin Finch is evolving before our very eyes here, guys.
Incredibly impressive from Darwin Finch. What a start for him, and a win here would certainly vault him up the rankings here at Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, you got to wonder if Darwin Finch's academic background has given him some insight on leverage and technique, because he seems to be out-techniquing and out-leveraging the Arizona State champion, Ray Rosas.
And outsmarting him right there was Darwin Finch. Another pinning combination.
Showing some new skills in his arsenal, as is Blake Troop. I didn't know, Blake, that you could roll your R's like that. Look out here, Darwin Finch comes up with another beautiful takedown into the roll. He's going to get him. Wow.
Unbelievably impressive by Darwin Finch.
Darwin Finch is doing a fantastic job of implementing his game plan. He came out with a very systematic plan of attacks utilizing a bunch of different pin attempts. And now Ray Rosas is outside wondering what he's got to do to start swaying the momentum in his favor.
He's wondering indeed. I mean, he just had all kinds of inertia coming his way. An object will stay in motion until acted on by another object. Ray Rosas hasn't acted at all in this matchup. It's been all Darwin Finch.
Well, right now it looks like Darwin Finch did his homework, and maybe Ray Rosas did not. Maybe the layoff coming into play here a little bit for him as he's been trying to get healthy. But right now it has been all Darwin Finch, and it is so impressive to see.
But the little nuance there, did you see that? Just changing the pace. Slowing things down was the veteran Ray Rosas, and the tide begins to change. Nice enziguri there by Rosas. Nobody home, though. Rosas seems a little frazzled here. Doesn't seem wholly focused. And now that sling blade there by the scientist into the cover, trying to put him away. My goodness.
God, very shaky start for the returning Ray Rosas. But again, all credit to Darwin Finch. He has had a plan and has been implementing it throughout the majority of this matchup.
You got to wonder if that beatdown that Ray Rosas took in the hands of Dan Joseph is causing him to be somewhat hesitant in implementing some of his offense.
Maybe a little
And,
tentative.
and he might not be cleared medically, yes, but might not be 100% physically. Who knows mentally where he's at. His title was incinerated, thrown in a trash can, as we said, then put on the shelf with the injury. He's still the champion without a physical title. This a non-title matchup, but again, if Darwin Finch, oh, what a shot there.
Yeah, Ray Rosas looks like he's getting a little frustrated. Landed several big strikes here. Let's see if he can capitalize on the corner. Ooh, big body shot by Ray Rosas and a kick to the back of the head.
Ray Rosas starting to get it going now. Darwin Finch in a bad position as Ray Rosas looks to maybe take to the skies here.
But
Again, he looks a little
hold on,
hesitant,
yeah.
TK.
I mean, this is where he normally lives, that method to the madness, the big elbow drop. He is taking a whole lot of time. Yes, seems very trepidatious.
Yeah, very tentative, maybe a little wobbly up
Looks
there.
like his legs shaking a little. He looks a little worried to be up there.
He's taking a lot of time, but he is in position.
Yeah, he does not look comfortable. Is he gonna?
Boy, he can't seem to get his balance. And again, comes up short there. Can't hit the elbow. Had to kind of call an audible.
Yeah,
Big knee there by Darwin Finch.
That hesitation bought Darwin Finch enough time to get out of the way of that big elbow drop off the top that we have seen Ray Rosas put so many people away with.
Man, oh man, what a shot there by Finch. And that knee was an exothermic reaction, just igniting Finch. And there it is, the Beta Rosas. Beta Rosas, and now trying to lock this in a submission attempt.
It's like a full Nelson Camel clutch variation. Getting the tap.
Here is your winner, Ray Rosas.
Boy, that was a real tough test that maybe we didn't see coming for Ray Rosas at the hands of Darwin Finch. And again, not the elation that we normally see in victory. And wait a minute, Kita making his way out here.
What's Kita doing here?
Kita,
Look, he's staring down Ray Rosas, or what does he have going through his mind?
told Kita recently came into a whole bunch of wealth due to his family ties.
Showing something to Ray Rosas.
What is it?
Something on his phone.
You just winked at him. Kita just winked at Ray Rosas over whatever he
I
showed him.
I can't read lips. I don't know what just was
Ray looks
exchanged there,
confused.
but
I wish we would have gotten a shot of what was ever on that screen. And Rosas,
You gotta wonder what's going through his mind
looks
right now.
befuddled. We got to go. More questions than answers.
Hey, everybody, thank you for your time. Dan Joseph here. I wanted a moment to talk about something, get a little bit off my chest. I've been having some anger issues lately, you may have noticed, and recently I had somewhat of a run-in with the parking lot attendant. I felt really bad about it, so I got physical with him, and he's not a wrestler, so I went and talked to him, and hey, small world, he is a wrestler, so I decided to help him out, give him an opportunity, make up, I guess, a little bit. And I pulled some strings and I got him signed up for a match. So come on out, Lazarus. Let's show the people what you're made of. What is on your face?
Makeup?
And you feel that this makes you intimidating?
I would hope so.
Okay. Okay, don't get any of that on me.
Rick, do you have anything to say to expensive car repair?
They don't stand a chance against the money-saving roadside assistant, Car Shield, and Slick Rick. They better learn their ABCs, because we're always bringing Car Shield. Woo!
Is your bathroom looking old and worn out? Want to update it, but you don't know where to start? Then let VCI Bath & Shower show you how to turn that old bath into an aisle of beauty and functionality.
Remodeling our bathroom was a big decision for us.
They didn't make a mess out of our house at all. And at the end of the day, we had a beautiful new bathroom.
For a limited time, be one of the first 100 callers who schedule a free in-home consultation and receive $500 off. Factory-trained and certified installers made in the USA and discounts for seniors and military.
Diabetics understand all too well the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can immediately reduce your pain. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 or more times daily, injecting insulin 3 or more times daily, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn about this groundbreaking new CGM technology. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 or more times daily, injecting insulin 3 or more times daily, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how you can get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
You've decided to go back to school. Good for you. So, which would you rather do? Get up early, get dressed, drive to college, find a parking spot, walk across campus, only to sit in a giant lecture hall, or earn your degree from home with Independence University.
I have 2 small children, a 10-year-old and a 4-year-old, so the online format and the flexibility was a must.
I could work at my own pace, and I was still able to take care of my kids while going to school.
We'll even provide you with a new laptop and tablet to keep when you graduate, and a personal student success team.
I have had such personalized attention, and it's an online degree.
If I had a question on the coursework, I always got my answer within an hour or 2.
I will never be able to express what I owe this institution.
Independence University, online, but never alone.
Call 1-800-768-2670, 1-800-768-2670.
Emily May here at Championship Wrestling with Richie Slade and Flex McCallion of Beef Candy. The Candyland Clash was a rocky road for you, Richie. Jordan Cruz cashed in his golden ticket to win.
Jordan Cruz, that championship doesn't love you. You see, right now, you've taken everything from us.
Hey, calm down. Remember what we talked about? You're not yourself when you're sugarless. Eat this, Daddy. Here you go. Okay.
Listen here, Gap Boy. You were nothing before we made you. And like a piece of candy, you might be shiny and delicious, but that's all the more reason for us to devour you in the end. For we will be invoking our rematch clause because next week, beef!
Say it, Richie. Say it.
Candy.
We'll take back everything.
Enjoy the taste of being the top flavor because you're going back to being vanilla real soon.
Let's get out of here. Hey, you know what? He's going to be quicker to lose that title than he did his tooth.
The following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 165 pounds, Lazarus!
Lazarus making his way to the ring. You know, we saw Dan Joseph talking to him, saying, you know, what's that on your face? Is it supposed to intimidate people? Lazarus saying, I would hope so, and we'll see if it works.
I'm intimidated. That's about as unique an entrance as I have ever seen from Lazarus. I don't know if he's mixing up with the right crowd with Dan Joseph, though.
And introducing his opponent from Nampa, Idaho, weighing at 175 pounds, the Lost Cause, Adriel Noctis.
Two very unorthodox competitors here. We see Adriel Noctis. We knew him for tag team exploits for a long time. with his partner Sketch. And last time out, you know, we saw Sketch have a tough time in there with Miguel. We thought perhaps we had seen the end of Wasted Youth. And Noctis came out and told Sketch, hey, we're supposed to work together. But right now we see Noctis in singles competition.
Yeah, seeing him in singles competition, but it did look like they were able to make amends and their friendship, at least, not a lost cause, which is great to see.
It was nice to see them bury the hatchet. But by the looks of Lazarus, if you buried a hatchet in him, he would just keep coming.
We'll see how long he can keep coming against Adriel Noctis.
Bell sounds, and I mean, what do you make of this stance of Lazarus?
You know, he's coming out and he has very jerky motions, which might make him easily predictable because you're going to see a lot of his attacks coming because of the jerkiness. You see Adriel Noctis moving in a much more flowing way, which may be able to hide his attacks.
Maybe just a little bit of mind games to start, though, and then we'll get the more orthodox stuff. Noctis answering back in kind, though, in control in the early going.
See, here we see Noctis. Again, fluid motions are getting the better of a rough, jerky moving Lazarus.
Pair of arm drags there, and here we see Sketch coming out. You know, you saw it now, maybe showing a little mutual respect for Noctis. Noctis came out for the save after his match with Miguel.
Yeah, the Wasted Youth reunion tour continuing on here.
Indeed. Oh, big shot, though, by Lazarus.
He might be a very jerky mover, but there is a lot of force behind the movements that man is making. Those were several big chops landing on the chest of Adriel Noctis.
Wow, he's not parking any cars, but he's parking some chops on the chest of Noctis and vice versa.
Yeah, Noctis planted one back on him. Wow.
Stiff shots. You know, we'll be seeing some real stiff shots in our tag title main event as the Bodega are taking on Hot Commodities. Still to come.
What a match that should be. Wow, look at this. Sling blade there by Noctis. The lost cause certainly not looking that way right now. And,
yeah, we saw Adriel Noctis there utilize a little bit better leverage by bouncing Lazarus off the ropes there. Lazarus was hanging on, but we're starting to see Adriel Noctis utilizing some technique to overcome the strength and jerkiness of Lazarus.
Well, speaking of technique, Lazarus has him locked in. Wow, what a suplex.
Beautiful butterfly suplex there into the cover. And only a count of two, and now some frustration seeping in. And Dan Joseph showed some frustration, too, in the antics of Lazarus. But right now, this unorthodox style is paying off for this competitor. Nobody home there. Experience advantage certainly goes to Noctis.
You know, we've seen some fantastic technique out of Lazarus. After meeting up with Dan Joseph, we're seeing, I think, a little bit better wrestling. The way he was fighting for those underhooks before that big kick. But before the way he was fighting for whoa, Adriel Noctis off the top.
Shotgun knees there. Gonna try and put him in his grave for good, but not yet. He's alive.
God, Lazarus didn't think he'd have second life after that meteor. That was impressive, both the maneuver and the kick out.
Lazarus living up to his name. I mean, just when you think you got him dead to rights, he finds a way to climb back in. Shooting for the double here, maybe the makings of an Alabama slam. No, look at this. Wow.
Whoa, neck breaker. I have never seen something like that before. Lazarus going for the pin attempt.
Both men showing some determination, able to kick out of some heavy-duty maneuvers. This one continuing on. Who is going to assert the advantage next?
Now, we cannot see Adriel Noctis slow down. If he slows down, I think we'll see a little bit stronger and more jerky Lazarus start taking control of the matchup. As long as Adriel Noctis can continue to use his agility like he did right there, he'll be able to keep things moving in his favor.
It's been hard-hitting, high impact, and who can pull that trigger again? Noctis has got him out on his feet. Look out here, saying that's going to be the beginning of the end, trying to drive that nail right through the coffin. 1, 2, 3, that's going to do it.
Here is your winner, Adriel Noctis.
Boy, oh boy, guys, this thing was a shootout from the opening bell.
Yeah, just some really, really powerful blows and maneuvers, both unloaded. And we see Wasted Youth back on the same page.
Good to see. Noctis and Sketch continue to bury that hatchet. Mutual respect. Tag team. But speaking of tag teams, United Tag Team titles on the line. Still to come in our main event. Don't go anywhere.
This is a national healthcare alert from the 24/7 Diabetic Health Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one has diabetes, listen closely. Now, regardless of your age, if you have insurance, you may qualify to receive diabetic testing supplies with little to no out-of-pocket cost. Get free delivery, free information, and all the paperwork is handled by our accredited suppliers for free. Call the 24/7 Diabetic Health Hotline now for details. Toll free at this number.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Even if you've tried before and were unsuccessful in getting rid of your timeshare, call today and see if we can help. We offer a complete 100% unconditional client satisfaction guarantee. Make this completely free call and learn how we can help you legally put an end to your timeshare nightmare once and for all. You have nothing to lose, so call right now to qualify and receive a free consultation. You can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, but you've got to call now. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
I struggled to stand for a shower, and after falling in the tub, I felt it was only a matter of time before I broke a hip.
If you worry about the risk of an accidental fall getting in or out of the bath, could a walk-in tub be right for you? Search Consumer Affairs Walk-in Tubs to find great deals, like a free shower package upgrade.
Once you turn 60, you have to realize there are limitations, whether you want to admit it or not. My walk-in tub has helped me to continue to enjoy a much better quality of life.
Why decide between a walk-in tub or shower when you could have both? Call now and we'll upgrade your new Safe Step walk-in tub purchase with our exclusive free shower package.
My husband said walk-in tubs are for old people, but I was more interested in feeling young and staying in the game. That's why I recommend a walk-in tub to everyone.
Call 800-928-0124. That's 800-928-0124. 800-928-0124. Call now.
Emily May here at Championship Wrestling with Brett Michaels all the way from Memphis.
The gun show, baby.
Yes, it is. So you made a big splash here at Championship Wrestling, and lots of people are wondering, are you going to be going after the United Television title and Levi Shapiro?
You know, ever since I stepped foot in Championship Wrestling from Memphis, I started making a mark. I won the Cobra Cup. You know, why not come out to Hollywood and see what else I can take home? Especially what you got around your waist, Levi Shapiro. That gold will look good on Memphis TV.
It sure will. Well, thank you, Brett Michaels. Good luck. Let's head back to the action.
Boom! The following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, being come to the ring by Halston Body. She is the Hell-Bent Vixen, Viva Van!
Viva Van carrying that board that was very instrumental in her victory at Halston Body's Coastline Clash, and then stole another victory last week over Bryn Thorne with the assist by Dom Kubrick.
Yeah, the assist from Dom Kubrick, and the Hell-Bent Vixen looks like she is intent on taking somebody to hell with that 2x4. She is all business right now.
Yeah, the thing about like a 2x4, hands, things like that have a little bit of give. A big piece of wood like that does not. It is a solid piece to whack somebody over the head with.
I don't like the thought of that being at ringside alongside Halston Body. Referee needs to have his head on a swivel to keep that out of the action.
Darlings, 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 darlings! Oh, welcome to the Body Shop. If you haven't noticed, you are looking at the gemstone of what is to become the biggest, the brightest, and the most talented faction in all of the United Wrestling Network history. This is where it starts. And this is where it will end. For all of the other women on the Championship Wrestling from Hollywood roster. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Van, but all of a sudden, now that you have all the attention, there's all these little girls coming to grab what you've got. You've got the goods, darling. They all want a piece of it. Oh, well, between you and me, they don't got half the talent, half the looks, and half the body that Viva Van has. So, all the roster be on notice, because this is the new queen. This is the Viva Van. This is the Hellbent Vixen. And let me tell you what, you don't have to hear it from me. Not one bit. You can hear it right from Viva Van.
That's right, Halston. You know, I am tired of seeing Cece week after week. I would be happy if she wouldn't take things so personal. Nothing I do is personal, Cece. It's all business. And everything I do is to win. You may be beautiful, you may be strong, and you may be fast, but you're not hell-bent. I am Viva Van, the hell-bent vixen, and I am hell-bent to break down doors, and I am hell-bent to run this place, and I am hell-bent to run Cece out of here just like I did with Heather. And speaking of...
Oh, hold on here.
She's heard enough.
Yeah, well, I'd say Chanel is hell-bent on trying to get her hands on Viva Van, the hell-bent vixen. That's press, full mount, and ground and pound. We got a war brewing here.
Yeah, these girls are going at it. Viva Van got what she asked for and calling Cece out, and now these two girls are tied up and banging it out.
Speak of the devil, and they will appear before you. Viva Van maybe bit off a little bit more than she could chew here. Chaos again in the women's division.
I don't know if a team of officials is going to be enough to separate these two. What a combustible issue in recent history they've had, and it continues to ignite.
It's a good thing that 2x4 is not anywhere in the ring, because right now bodies would be dropping.
Well, don't give them any ideas, Blake Bulletproof Troop. We're going to try and, keep these two separated, get some more help out here, regain some order and some decorum, and we'll be back after this.
People ask Nature Boy, why do you love Car Shield so much? I say because I choose my mechanic and coverage. That includes towing and roadside assistance. Expensive car repairs can kiss my woo!
Mary and Shirley both need oxygen. Shirley lost her freedom the day she went on oxygen, but Mary has the ultra-compact Inogen 1 G4 oxygen concentrator from Inogen. It's the smallest and lightest model we've ever made, so she'll always have the oxygen she needs anytime, anywhere. The sooner you call, the sooner you can reclaim the freedom and independence you deserve. Call now for your 30-day risk-free trial.
Call 800-600-1268. That's 800-600-1268.
Do you use Viagra or Cialis? Have you been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 or more a pill for Viagra, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. Stop overpaying for expensive prescriptions. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call now and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for Viagra. Call us anytime, day or night, and start saving big money for the exact same results. Have your credit card ready. Ordering is fast and easy, with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. Call now.
Is your bathroom looking old and worn out? Want to update it, but you don't know where to start? Then let BCI Bath & Shower show you how to turn that old bath into an aisle of beauty and functionality. Our residential bathroom solutions provide the best value on the market, and our customer service is second to none. Our cost-effective BCI Bath & Shower family of products has what you need.
Remodeling our bathroom was a big decision for us.
They didn't make a mess out of our house at all. And at the end of the day, we had a beautiful new bathroom. And it was a great experience the whole way through.
We have the best monthly payment programs in the industry, with payments as low as $68 per month, or no interest, no payments for 18 months. For a limited time, be one of the first 100 callers who schedule a free in-home consultation and receive $500 off.
1-800-913-0649. That's 1-800-913-0649.
Factory trained and certified installers made in the USA, and discounts for seniors and military. BCI Bath & Shower, the leader in affordable bathroom products.
It's good to see you again. I need someone to talk to. Someone with neutral ears. Everyone in the back, everyone behind the curtain, they have an opinion. And too many people today, they mistake their opinions for facts. They want to say that I'm wrong. Not you. You wouldn't say such things to me. No, of course not. It's why it's frustrating. It's bittersweet to be here because sure, the bills are paid, but I feel like my motives aren't being seen as pure as they actually are. I don't exactly want to succeed. I'm mainly here to make sure other people fail. I want people to see reality. I want people to see this plane of existence for what it truly is. No one is born on purpose. No one belongs anywhere, and everybody is going to die. And I just want to make sure, as long as I'm on this platform, that I get to enlighten the younger kids in this business, the green ones, if you will. They need to know the truth. They need to know how cutthroat this business can be before it swallows them whole. There's people back there with dreams and aspirations and goals, and they're so frivolous. They want what I used to want. They want the adulation. They want to be a star. They want to see their name in lights, and they are literally shedding other people's blood to get there with a smile, and everyone is patting them on the back, saying, good job, you get more wins, you get more notoriety. Maybe you might make some magical 500 list or be on another TV channel or something where you're going to be in front of more eyes, in front of more living rooms. And it's just so hollow. It's so empty. It's bleak. So I'm going to make sure that the next generation of professional fighters, they're going to know how ruthless this business is before it eats them alive, and they're going to have me to thank. God, non, you're right, man. I'm doing the Lord's work. Great talk, man. Great talk.
The following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Scranton, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 187 pounds, Keita!
Set for more action here on Championship Wrestling. When you talk about Keita and being the key of professional wrestling. He might just have the key to the treasure chest. I'm told he has come into, in essence, a fortune as of late.
Yeah, he's come into some just incredible generational wealth. He said he's set for life. But I want to get a word in with him. What did he show Ray Rosas earlier?
And introducing his opponent from parts unknown, weighing in at 400 pounds, Miguel.
Miguel is a massive man who can cause a whole lot of damage. Seen him in there with the likes of Honest John, most recently Sketch. He has just been laying waste to the opposition here in Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, that man right there is a tall order. 400 pounds.
Look at Kita, though, with his back turned to Miguel. I mean, that's bold.
Certainly is, and dangerous.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous.
It's a quick way to get sent to the hospital. What's going on?
You know, the body language of Kita when it comes to Miguel has been very interesting as of late. You remember, it wasn't that long ago he came out after Miguel's match and had a keen eye.
That's true.
On Miguel.
Miguel looks a little confused. Kita's just taking a little stroll around the ring. In no hurry to start the match. Oh, he's got something to say.
Yeah, maybe going to shed some light on this. Let's hear from Kita.
You see, I'm not going in that ring. I'm not wrestling tonight. You see, God bless my dear Uncle So, but recently, he has passed away. But my man has left me a lump sum. I said a lump sum of amount of money. Not only will I be able to live lavishly for the rest of my life, but also my children and my children's children will be able to. So from here on out, I hold the key to championship wrestling. And no longer am I going in that ring until it benefits me. Because I hold the key to the ring. I am the key to professional wrestling, and I am the key to success. You see, I was never successful here in championship wrestling from Hollywood. Not until I made a change. And Miguel, you can relate, can't you? You weren't doing fairly well, weren't you? You made a change, and I see that. You're special. You're a certain key. You're the key to dominance. You're the key to destruction. So like we discussed previously, my man, I'm sharing my wealth, not only with myself, but with every single person who wants to accept. So tell me now. You can ring the bell. Ring it.
Bell sounds.
It's the beginning of a match? I don't know. It looked like Miguel unclenched his fist.
Or are we going to have to settle this?
Kita making a big investment.
Paying Miguel to take the night off. I know fame and wealth can change people, but maybe none faster than Kita.
Well, this must have been a hefty payoff. I mean, Miguel has had a stellar, winning streak since returning after his SoCal distancing days. He's going to lose this match by countout.
But you got to wonder, how much is he paying? Is he paying him to lose this match, or does Kita now have a 400-pound bruiser working for him?
Kita just
Here is your winner via countout, Kita!
There you have it. Now it's official. I mean, what?
Kita looking so smug. That money seems to have completely transformed him. You know, I know all families have their problems, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody so excited about their uncle passing away just to get a few bucks.
Yeah, the key to professional wrestling, the key to victory. The best victory that money can buy. We'll be back.
Are you or someone you know suffering from drugs or alcohol and need help? With private insurance, treatment may be available at little or no cost. By calling us with the patient's private insurance card, we will explain all treatment options. Admissions counselors are standing by. All calls are confidential. This is a free service. Take the first step. Let us help you today.
Call 1-800-943-5966.
Attention! If you've had a hernia surgery after 2006 and suffered from serious side effects such as infection, chronic pain, organ damage, mesh shrinkage, or mesh migration, you could be eligible for financial compensation. Call the law offices of Wright & Schulte right now at the number on your screen, or visit meshjustice.com now. Ethicon, a subsidiary of Johnson & Johnson, has withdrawn its PhysioMesh flexible composite mesh from the market. Again, if you've had complications from your hernia surgery after 2006, you could be eligible for financial compensation. We can find out what type of devices were used in your surgery. Call the law offices of Wright & Schulte immediately at the number on your screen, or visit meshjustice.com now. You deserve justice, and the call is free. And there is no fee unless we win your case. Call now for your free case evaluation. Again, call the law offices of Wright & Schulte immediately at the number on your screen, or visit meshjustice.com now.
Attention! If you currently do not get health insurance through your employer, or if you do not have health insurance, or if you just got divorced or married, had a baby, moved, or lost your health insurance coverage, listen closely. You are eligible for a new health care plan using Health Insurance America. A family of 4 can make up to $97,000 a year and still qualify for a new health care plan. Get coverage for doctor visits, prescriptions, hospital, dental, and vision for as little as $25 a week, with copays as low as $0. Health insurance rates have nearly doubled in the last 3 years. Stop paying the rising cost of traditional major medical and learn how Health Insurance America is saving people thousands of dollars a year on their health care plans. Don't waste hours on the phone or on a government website. Talk to a live healthcare consultant right now.
Call 1-800-709-1029. That's 1-800-709-1029. 1-800-709-1029.
It is main event time here on Championship Wrestling. The United Tag Team titles will be on the line. And here you see the challengers, Hot Commodities, Anthony Idol, Honest John, and there, of course, Howdy Price.
Yeah, say what you want about Howdy Price. I don't like him, but he has a knack for getting his people big-time opportunities, and this is certainly that for the Hot Commodities. A shot at the Bodega and their United Tag Team titles. Big-time stuff.
Certainly effective in helping champions keep titles, talking about Levi Shapiro. Let's see if he can help his tandem win world title gold. And here we see the Bodega, the United World Tag Team Champions, and returning is Danny Limelight. You want to talk about sparks. There's always a spark when the radioactive Poppy is in the house.
Yeah, Danny Limelight has been making some serious moves in professional wrestling, and tonight he's coming out and defending the United Wrestling Network Tag Team Championship with this man, Papo Esco.
Slice Boogie has been very instrumental in stepping in family business and recent title defenses as well, including at Coastline Clash when the Bodega had to outlast 3 other top teams, including the Hot Commodities. Big tag team title match upcoming in our main event. Should be a good one. And here to set the stage, as only he can, our own Adnan Qureshi. Batten down the hatches.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the United World Tag Team Championship. Introducing first, the challengers, being accompanied to the ring by Howdy Price. At a combined weight of 457 pounds, the team of Honest John and the Neon Phenomenon, Anthony Idol, the Hot Commodities. Commodities.
Yeah, give it a rest.
Howdy, very impressed.
Are we supposed to be clapping too?
No.
And introducing their opponents.
Sit down, James.
Being accompanied to the ring by Slice Boogie. At a combined weight of 477 pounds. They are the United World Tag Team Champions, the King Fat Boy, Papa Esco, and the Radioactive Poppy, Danny Limelight, the Bodega!
We have a really interesting dynamic between these two teams. Both guys have a big guy. Both teams have a small guy. And both guys have their X factor on the outside. But I would say one of the biggest advantages we see out of the Bodega is the much higher level of competition that they've been facing lately. Danny's been doing great things over at AEW. Slice Boogie over at NWA. So these guys have been facing top-level competition from around the globe.
Yeah, well put. And breaking down the makeup of these teams, you're spot on with that. Evenly matched, certainly on paper. But it's, you know, the question that the Hot Commodities would have had to come in is, what roster are you going to face here of the Bodega? We've seen it. We've seen the Bullies, Slice Boogie and Papo, doing the work as of late. And now all of a sudden, I don't know if they game planned for a returning Danny Limelight. You always have to be leery of that. But what a matchup we have potentially here between Honest John and Danny Limelight. The pace could quicken in a hurry.
Yeah, absolutely. Starting with the two speedsters of the team. We'll see who gets the advantage in the early going. Right now it looks like Honest John, but I think Danny is going to have something up his sleeve real quick. To wit, Limelight giving as good as he gets.
Limelight in the absolute best shape of his career. You talked about the big fight feel, the high-profile matchups, some of the people he has taken on, including the likes of Ray Phoenix. And look at that. But look at the muscle that Danny Limelight's put on, Blake. He's added some size and strength to that blinding agility.
Absolutely. Size and strength. And a big thing that we see happening a lot of times with fighters is when they start adding size, they cannot perform the same as they did before. But that's not the case for Danny Limelight. He is performing better than ever. Bigger, faster, stronger, and better. This is the best Danny Limelight I think that we've ever seen.
Danny Limelight properly calling out the left-handed shake attempt of Honest John. Not a backhanded compliment.
Danny Limelight, yeah, using the derecha there, Mano, for something else. Little slap. What the five-finger say to the face. And
he's got all the swagger he needs, does Danny Limelight.
Yeah, Honest John might try and steal some of it. Handful of hair there. Again, you're going to pay the street tax whenever you're in there with the Bodega. Oh, rake to the eyes goes Honest John, not living up to his moniker.
He's a cut rate parasite, Honest John. Tried to sell me back my own phone. Thanks to Blake, though, I got it back. Not a fan of the underhanded tactics of Honest John. Look at the globe-trotting high flyer, Danny Limelight.
Incredible athletic ability by Danny Limelight. You guys had mentioned they weren't sure if they were able to game plan for him, but I don't know how you can game plan for a guy that is that versatile.
Or a team that versatile, for that matter.
Oh, a lot of leverage, though, in that Irish whip, but counter elbow by Danny Limelight, and the knees got weak. Charges out of the corner with the clothesline. And Danny Limelight showing that he can keep up with the physicality of his brethren, Papoesco and Slice Boogie.
Yeah, talking about that, adding that, that strength factor to Danny Limelight. It doesn't look like he's lost any of that agility, so really rounding out his game. And just something I want to point out here is that this is maybe the first time that a Howdy Price clientele doesn't have the numbers game in their favor.
Honest John here firing up, asking for more. We'll see if this pays off. Danny Limelight all too happy to oblige. Maybe biting off more than he can chew, talking about Honest John.
Why decide between a walk-in tub or shower when you could have both? Call now and we'll upgrade your new Safe Step walk-in tub purchase with our exclusive free shower package.
Once you turn 60, you have to realize there are limitations, whether you want to admit it or not. My walk-in tub has helped me to continue to enjoy a much better quality of life.
Call 800-905-7492. That's 800-905-7492. 800-905-7492. Call now.
Can your kitchen knife do this? How about this? Well, now it can. Born of the forge with a heart of steel and fire is a once-in-a-lifetime knife inspired by the hit TV show Forged in Fire. So sharp and so strong, it will cut everything in your kitchen, frozen or fresh. Forged in Fire's knives, surgical steel construction, and razor-sharp edge literally shatters the competition. And that means no more bashing bread or terrorizing your turkey. Each knife is hammered right out of the forge and comes professionally sharpened so you can tear through your T-bone. And even fillet your fish. Make salads speedy and simple. Then finish with your fruits. Its professional ergonomic handle won't slip, even chopping this frozen solid block of ice. And that torture won't dull its precision sharpness. Amazing! Professional chefs know a sharper knife is a safer knife because you cut exactly where you need to. Your food, not your fingers. Let's watch that again. That's a sharp knife. It may be the last knife you'll ever buy, and we'll hand number each limited edition item to commemorate your purchase. Professional knives like this can cost over $300, but you won't pay that. Now you can get the 8-inch surgical stainless steel Forged in Fire chef's knife for the low price of only $29.95. And when you order now, you'll get the Forged in Fire paring knife absolutely free for razor sharp results with your fruits and vegetables. And that's not all. Order a second set of knives right now, and we'll give you free shipping on the entire order. And all Forged in Fire knives come with our 50-year guarantee. But you must order now.
To order, call 1-800-667-0579 or go to buyforgedinfire.com. Don't wait. Call 1-800-667-0579 or go to buyforgedinfire.com.
Some big-time damage being done by the big man. Scoop and a slam by Esco. Serving him up on the silver platter for Danny Limelight. Look at this, the assist into the splash. Got to watch out there for the distance.
Yeah, those are 3 big shots in the row. Slam by Papo, Danny Limelight coming in over the ropes, then bouncing off the ropes for that second double team slam.
Just tremendous tag team continuity from the Bodega. You know, they really are one of the very best at that, just working in unison, no matter which of the 3 you get.
And on the flip side, very little in the way of teamwork. I mean, you got Honest John trying to push the pace for his team and eating up a lot of the time of possession offensively, but cheap shot on the outside by the Neon Phenomenon, and that might open up the door they need. It does. Big Enziguri there by Honest John.
God, Enziguri and Limelight hit the ring rope very hard, too. Just that whiplash effect. Limelight in a bad way.
Honest John cannot get too cocky here. They found a small window opening, and he cannot waste it by talking smack to Papo.
No
Pendulum
question.
is swung now. Hot Commodities in control.
Hot Commodities now are effectively utilizing tag team continuity. Look at it here. Off that big-time launch pad goes Honest John. They've cut the ring off. They've isolated the smaller member of the Bodega, and that's nothing against Danny Limelight. That's pure facts and science. He's an incredible competitor, but you don't want to maybe be in there with the Neon Phenomenon. Not the best matchup.
Yeah, don't want to be in there for long. What's Anthony Idol have in mind now?
That was a big shot. That is a 270-pound man flying off the second turnbuckle directly onto Danny Limelight's head. They're really putting it on him right now.
Hot Commodities might have been slow out of the starting gates, but they have it all going right now.
You know, I don't know if I'd say that they were slow out. It's just the Bodega is so on point as working as a team. Wow, big slam there. But the Bodega works so well together that they always start quickly.
Impressive fisherman suplex by Honest John. Doesn't elect to keep the cradle, though, but digging out more punishment. And Slice Boogie over there to, try and limit that choke, but maybe too little too late there.
Yeah, you can see Slice Boogie's getting a little bit upset by the amount of damage that his brother, Danny Limelight, is in there taking.
Yeah, I keep looking at Danny Limelight favoring the head and neck, and there's Howdy Price again. Right out of the textbook that they sell at the Price Check Ranch.
Slice saw Howdy do that, though. Slice is not happy.
Rake of the face, looking for the cover. The referee, though, busy with Papo Esco. And now Danny Limelight continues to fight back. He's in the wrong part of town. He's got to find a way to get some distance and get closer to Papo for the tag. But now going to the eyes again. One of the oldest tricks in the book, but I hate to say it, one of the most effective.
Yeah, it's absolutely one of the most vulnerable places on a person's body. If you can get a guy in the eyes, he can't see any attacks coming, so he can't intelligently defend himself. And now we see Danny Limelight in the corner, about to take some more damage, unable to intelligently defend himself.
And at what point do all those battles, on the West Coast and the East Coast and all points in between, do they catch up? Does the schedule catch up with Danny Limelight? And it might be costly if it does, because, again, the United World Tag Team titles are up for grabs.
You know what they say, it's not the years, it's the mileage. And now Honest John taunting Danny Limelight. I don't care what bad way Danny Limelight's in. That's not a wise strategy, and it might be waking up the radioactive Poppy, and it does!
Danny Limelight, a proud Marine, and he's got way too much pride for that. That is going to fire him up, that's to be sure. That'll make him radioactive in a hurry. Tag is made to the one-man Lucha Gang, and Honest John might become an honest man quickly in this main event. Wow.
Spiked him. Oh, now one for the Neon Phenomenon! Crash!
Not too many people can claim to have the ability to do that. A Saito suplex on the Neon Phenomenon. King Fat Boy indeed.
Oh, now it's Honest John in the wrong part of town. He's in the back corner of the bodega. You're going to get hurt.
Shot by Limelight, slam by Papo, cover, and now Howdy Price. Defying gravity just to get up on the apron. Oh.
I told you, Slice Boogie had enough of Howdy Price. Whoa, big slam in the ring.
Huge choke slam, and now look at this, dragging his partner, Honest John. Oh, but Papo there.
He neglected to account for Papo Esco.
Yep, reversal of fortune. Here we go. Advantage Bodega, and almost got it done.
Man, what a wild turn of events that would have been. Slice Boogie is still pacing on the outside.
I think Anthony Idol would have been stunned to see that turnabout be the 3 count there. Heads up move by Papo Esco. And what's going on here?
Well, you got Levi Shapiro and now Brett Michaels. These two have got some issues. And now
Midas touch on the outside.
Mercy.
How's that feel, champ?
We still got action in the ring, though. Still tag bout going on here for the titles.
Well, fantastic rolling and countering there by Danny Limelight. What a transition.
Oh, look at this fluidity.
Back control. He's got the hooks in. He's got the hooks in tap.
Here are your winners and still United World Tag Team Champions, the Bodega.
A lot of moving parts in this one. Let's look back at it. Brought to you by UnitedWrestlingShop.com. Levi Shapiro getting involved. The Golden Boy, Brett Michaels out here. And then in the midst of all of it, when the smoke cleared, Danny Limelight locks in the Maurice Onyando, puts him to sleep, and eradicates the dreams of the hot commodities of winning the United Tag Team titles.
Yeah, they weren't able to steal this one here today.
More championship action continues to come your way as next week the Heritage title will be on the line. We'll see you then when once again it's time to fight on.
Well, not the night that maybe Howdy Price and the Price Check Ranch had in store for you. The Bodega, still the United Tag Team Champions, and Brett Michaels has said that he has his eyes on that television championship. And how are you feeling? Took a shot.
I don't care how Brett Michaels feels or what he says. The man took a flight, comes to my town, and wants to put his hands on me, the United Television Champion? Well, you got one thing that's holding you back from that, and that's being a number-1 contender. Like Howdy Price said, get to the back of the line, and if you have a chance, you may see me in the ring.
Take it easy. We're going to calm Levi Shapiro down, but I will tell you that next week, Jordan Cruz will be defending his Hollywood Heritage Championship. Richie Slade of Beef Candy invoking the rematch clause. That's next week on Championship Wrestling, presented by West Coast Pro Wrestling. Chill.